I'm thinking this is gonna be it's gonna be good. Alright. I, male, have a daughter from my former marriage. Jess, 26, female. My wife has two. Penny, 21, female. We've been together for 15 years and I consider Penny as a daughter. Her father died before she was born, so she only has me as a father figure. What? Oh, okay. I thought sorry, I was confused. I thought he was saying his wives are Jess and Penny, and I was wondering why they're so young, but he didn't understand that either. His one daughter from his first marriage is 26, and his second daughter is 21. Okay. Jess and my wife have a friendly but not close relationship. She and Penny don't like each other since they were young, and despite having tried in the past to get them closer, we gave up. As the title informed, her wedding took place on the 6th of January. It's so confusing to me, because in Germany you write date, month, year, and I know in America you write month and date, then year, I think, or something. So I think it was January the 6th, because it's 7 hours ago. She invited me to walk her down the aisle, and I accepted. She only invited my wife. 5 hours before the ceremony, we received a call from the police saying that Penny had been in an accident, and we needed to go to the hospital, an hour away from the city. We didn't know the size of the accident. They didn't want to inform us over the phone, so we went to the hospital. It was a serious accident, and her health condition was delicate, and we only managed to see her very late, at about 11 p.m. But until that, we stayed outside the hospital, waiting to hear from her. When I found out that the accident was much more serious, at about 4 p.m., the wedding would have started at 7 p.m. I called my daughter and told her what had happened, that we didn't know what was really going on or if she would survive, but because of that, I wouldn't even be able to leave the place until the situation stabilized. So I couldn't go to the wedding, and I apologized profusely. She didn't even ask how Penny was doing, and just started screaming into the phone that I was choosing my stepdaughter over her biological daughter at the most important moment of her life, I guess, asking how I could do this to her, etc. I got the unpleasant bonus of a call from my ex about stressing out and making our daughter cry on her wedding day, because I can't get to have the father-daughter moment she always dreamed of. Penny's situation is serious, but it comes out of critical, and there were 72 hours off after the accident, uncertainty whether she would survive or not. She remains in the hospital in a coma, but is slowly getting better. I have tried several times to call Jess and have a proper conversation, but she refuses to talk to me. Am I the asshole? Extra. I forgot to put in the text. My mistake. One of the many things she yelled at me was that I walked Penny down the aisle at her wedding, and she didn't get this. Besides her not being the first, I didn't even walk her down the aisle, etc. It is too early for a judgment on Reddit, so there's no general judgment made yet, but I feel like this is a very hard decision. I feel, okay, I think not the asshole, alright, like, that's some crazy stuff, having your stepdaughter, that I'm sure you'll love just as your own, be in the hospital almost dying. I feel like there would have to be a little more sympathy from Jess, I think to Jess, there, about the wedding. Like, it is a very unfortunate situation that it was on the same day, but I feel like it's not the dad's fault. I might be a little wrong. Obviously, it would be kind of disappointing for every daughter, or like for a daughter who has good contact with her father and wanted him at the wedding, to, you know, not have your dad at the wedding. And it just kind of sounds like there's been problems in the past with her being jealous of the stepsister, then I guess. So, I don't know, I'd still say not the asshole, but I think your daughter needs some father-daughter bonding time. Maybe you can, like, take her out on a nice little trip after, you know, your stepdaughter is out of the hospital and hopefully well. I'll read you some comments though. Okay, top comment so far. I don't think you're an asshole for the choice you made given the situation, but I also wouldn't discredit how Jess reacted. It sounds to me like this isn't just about the wedding, but something that built up over time. What is the actual family dynamic here? What other important moments of Jess did you miss? Have you ever had to compromise with her in favor of Penny? Have you ever considered understanding why they never got along in the first place? I don't know. No replies from OP, I think. I misclicked. No comments from OP, I think, if I'm not seeing wrong. But a lot of comments on the dad. I feel like a lot of people are like saying that there might have been some prehistory, which I kind of feel as well, except if the daughter is like really entitled. Like, I couldn't imagine reacting like that if I hear someone's in a very critical situation in the hospital. So, I don't know. Other comment says, this is controversial, but you knew you were going to miss your daughter's most important day the moment you got into the car with your wife. Why didn't you stay at the wedding to support your daughter while your wife went looking after Penny? Importantly, what are you going to do to make up for it, or has Penny always been your focus? Everyone sucks here. Going into that is because he wasn't sure if his daughter was going to live or die, and I feel the same way. I feel like a critical hospital situation is kind of like upping on a wedding, even though, you know, that's really unfortunate, like terrible timing, but it is what it is. Life isn't always perfect, and I mean, Jess is really young. No, she's 26, but still young, you know. So is Penny. It sounds like some family drama. Someone else said, this is insane. I couldn't be mentally present at a wedding knowing my other child was on her deathbed. Could you? Yeah. I reckon as well, like, that just, you, like, imagine she would have passed during the wedding, you would have stayed there, and you wouldn't have got to say goodbye or anything. That would just, honestly, like, no. I hope that situation resolves itself. I think the dad needs to spend some quality time with his biological daughter. They need to have some serious bonding time. I mean, sometimes, you know, maybe he doesn't have the feeling that he is not spending enough time with her, but she does, so I don't know. It's kind of like they need to talk. The next story that it says, and I have never talked about our relationship to my kids. Initially, after the divorce, she told me that our kids were giving her hell when it was her custody and I needed to talk to them. I sat them down and asked if it was true, and they said they didn't want to stay there, but I explained that it would be the best for everyone if they remained civil until they turned 18, so we wouldn't have to go back to court. I didn't get complaints after that, so it seemed to be working. When my son turned 18, he moved back in with me full-time and started college. He graduated now and is getting married in a few months. My daughter turned 18 last summer and moved back in with me full-time too. My ex-wife called me today and she started crying, saying that she was not invited to my son's wedding. Then she told me that my son hasn't talked to her in over a year. He had still been dropping in after turning 18 to visit his sister sometimes, but eventually stopped doing that too. Likewise, apparently my daughter stopped talking to her after turning 18 too. Then my ex-wife asked if I would bring her as my plus one so she could see her son getting married, but I told her if my son didn't invite her, it wasn't my place to bring her. Then she started accusing me of turning them against me and threatening to take me to court. But I told her that there was no more custody agreement to take to court since both of them are above 18, and I hung up. I sat down with both of them later and asked them if they had cut contact from their mother, and they both admitted it. I explained to them that they did not need to do that for my sake, and I still recognize she's their mother, but they both said they had talked about it a lot and their plan was always to hold out until they were 18, but they had no desire to be around her or the other guy because she had destroyed our family. I told them that they are adults and it's fine if it's their decision. I won't pressure them to change it. I was telling my sister what happened, and to my surprise, she said my son wasn't being fair, and I should make him invite his mother to the wedding. Am I the asshole for refusing the attempt? That is difficult. Okay, so again, too fresh of a story to have a Reddit verdict, but my verdict I think is clear, not the asshole. I might be a bit biased here. My parents are divorced and I basically have no contact to my biological father anymore. I think I said that in a previous video, but if you didn't know, now you know. And, he didn't invite me she had 6 years to figure out how to at least repair enough damage that her kids wouldn't go no contact the moment they were able to. Sounds like the opposite happened, not the asshole. Yeah. Someone said on that, your son should consider hiring security to ensure that she doesn't crash the wedding, or even comes as your sister's +1. Yeah, I can definitely see her trying to get into the wedding she's not invited to. I mean, also, you know, I don't want to forget how the mum must be feeling being not invited to her kid's wedding. I don't imagine that being very fun, but I'm sorry. It is what it is. If you are not in contact with your kids, and if there was like no effort made to mend the relationship, and obviously, as I said, I don't know, maybe there was a lot of effort from her side, and the kids just have never been able to forgive her, but as sad as that is, she did make a mistake, and if her kids don't choose to forgive her that, then that's the kid's decision, not hers, and as I said, as bad as it sounds, she kinda does have to pay for that one now. Another comment says, definitely not the asshole. Your ex effed around, literally, and found out she's alienated to them, not you, and she's paying the price. Yeah. Okay, someone says, your sister is being empathetic and putting herself in your ex's shoes. Your ex is no doubt heartbroken, but it is the result of her own actions that broke 3 more, far more vulnerable hearts. Your sister should extend your son the same empathic courtesy. Ask her to imagine that if she was saying her marriage vows, would she want the homewrecker who wrecked her home specifically there? Her biggest, most personal example of how to destroy a marriage. Also, anyone who thinks your kid's feelings are extremely extreme should not forget the kids discovered her infidelity first and were forced into a traumatic position of either betraying you or ending their own family unit. Yeah, easy, not the asshole for you and your son, F your ex-wife. I forgot that. I did forget that they found out first. That's actually true. That's actually true. Yeah. Not the asshole. We do not claim her. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry for her that she can't go to the wedding, but as I said, fuck around and find out. Okay. I think I'm going to switch from like my hot page to top this month, and we'll figure out what we've missed. That stories that I haven't read this week, because I usually like to do, you know, top stories. Just because they usually more interesting ones. Read absolute top story in the last month, posted 23 days ago. So just last year still. Happy New Year, by the way. It's called "Am I the asshole for bringing up my brother's premature birth at Christmas dinner to get my parents to shut up?" I'm a nurse practitioner, and I am the primary care provider for a lot of the low-risk maternity cases at the practice where I work. I also work hand-in-hand with doctors and midwives to create a healthy maternity, birth, and postpartum situation. My fiance is completing her residency. We live together and have 4 uni years now. We aren't in any hurry to get married. We originally had plans to do so a couple of years ago, but then we got really busy for 2 years. It is driving my very religious parents crazy that their youngest son is living in sin. Really? parents' house. So that's my folks, my 3 siblings, myself and fiance, and 7 grandchildren. So 17 people. At dinner, my mum starts going on about how she's so glad that we are finally getting married and she won't be embarrassed at church anymore. And my dad says how proud he is of his 3 or older children who all either waited to get married before moving in together or got married right away after moving in together. My fiance was getting embarrassed and I was getting mad over this stupid argument we have had too many times. And a family dinner was the last straw. I have asked them repeatedly to just accept that they cannot control how I live my life. I refuse to stay with them when I visit, even if I come home alone. Hotels are just easier. So I started talking about a premature baby I had been reading about. It was almost 3 months premature and weighed about 1.6 pounds. It was super strong and healthy for being born so little, and the NICU had high hopes for the baby doing well. My mom and dad both got deer in the headlights looks on their faces. Too bad. Should not have fucked around with my fiance's feelings. So I asked about my oldest brother. He was born almost 4 months premature. Is there a chance that we could check out the family album where we keep all the records of family births and stuff? I already know my brother was over 9 pounds and almost 23 inches long when he was born. My grandmother told me about it the first time my parents tried to shame me. The subject gets changed very fast. After supper, my parents told me that I should not try to embarrass them with private things that are not my concern. I told them that if I heard anything about my living arrangements ever again for the rest of my life, I would make sure to keep bringing up the fact that my mom was in her 2nd trimester when they got married. My parents are mad at me for telling them how to behave in their own home. But my fiance is happy that they seem to be off the subject for good. Am I the asshole? That's so funny. Okay, overall, Reddit vote was not the asshole, and that is, I think, my vote as well. That's just actually hilarious. Yeah, you guys, like, I don't even know what else I could say to that other than to don't judge people about things you can't even do yourself. Like, that's one of the best examples of nobody's perfect, and don't expect everyone to be perfect. Also, I don't understand the problem with the living together thing. That might just be me. I've never heard that being a thing. That is like living in sin, you know. I don't know, I mean, just from the measurements and stuff, I'm guessing this is America. Correct me, you know, if that is, you know, considered more of a non-traditional thing in your country. I don't know if it's American or maybe not, but yeah, I never heard of that. So that was weird to hear. I don't know. Also, what just I thought about was that for the past 2 years that they have been living together and haven't been getting married, it was COVID, and I wouldn't have wanted to get married either if I couldn't have had my entire family around, or like had to wear masks and stuff. That just seems a bit of a odd thing to judge. They aren't married but living together, but not my thing, not my cake. But yeah, I don't know. Definitely not the asshole. It's just kind of funny that he knows because he's a nurse. Like, go you. It's just funny. Like, beautifully handled. You didn't call them out or embarrass them, but you stood your ground. I did laugh out loud when you said where you got your blackmail information. Grandma had that in her pocket for a long time, I'm guessing. Congratulations on your upcoming wedding. Merry Christmas, and I hope you have a great year. That's amazing. Sounds like Team Grandma. She had that in the chamber because she was tired of hypocrites. You handled that perfectly. Yes, 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 yes. I love that story. That was low pelvic lens. That was actually really funny. Okay. I'll continue with the next story. Just because this one, I don't know what to say to that. There's no argument for me. Okay, next story also got a huge amount of awards, like loads of awards. It was posted 19 days ago and it's called Am I the Asshole for Getting Up from My Chair in the Middle of Christmas Dinner and shouting, "Shut the fuck up" about my body in response to my husband's observations. This sounds interesting. So, ever since I had my son months ago, my husband has started making indirect comments about my body. He never says any hurtful words, but I find his observations, as he calls it, hurtful. For example, he'd seen me wearing an old top and said, "Oh, that top used to look good on you, but not anymore though." Or when he looks at my waist, he says, "Well, didn't know your waist could get this wide." Basically, passive stuff that I tried to ignore till it extended to friends and family. For your info, this went on for months and months and months. We went to Christmas celebration at his family's home. Oh god. My sister-in-law complimented my floral maxi dress and my husband said, "I agree, it looks nice on you, though I have to admit that your waist could get smaller than this." Awkward silence took over. I was absolutely fuming and this was my last straw. So I got up from my chair in the middle of dinner and shouted at the top of my lungs, "Shut the fuck up about my body." He was absolutely speechless as his family stared while some others tried to get me to calm down. But the situation got more tense and dinner ended up being cut short, and my husband storming off to his friend's place to spend the night, upon leaving a very nasty text saying I embarrassed him and made a scene over an observation he made. He called me childish and told me to get therapy for my insecurities instead of verbally abusing him and scarring his family. No. Now I feel like an absolute idiot asshole and like I ruined Christmas for him and everybody with my oversensitivity. Am I the asshole? I'll say these once, and I'll say this really loudly. No. That is also the overall Reddit vote. Just like, what? You said what? Not the asshole in any way whatsoever. I would have slapped them in the face as well. But honestly, good for you that you stood up for yourself. That really good fist stuff. Like, top comment, lots of awards. I think the last thing your husband really wants is for you to get therapy. Yup. If you do, you'll discover that he's an emotionally abusive bully and stop feeling guilty for refusing to put up with his bullshit. Not the asshole, but your husband is. Do as he recommended and get therapy so you can regain the self-confidence he has eroded with his cruel observations. Agree, this is gaslighting 101, the default position of abuser and bullies. OP deserves so much better than this. Yup. Okay, yeah, I 100% agree. Like, what the fuck? I'm too just so weird. Also, like, did he forgot that she literally just gave birth to a baby, to his baby, I'm assuming, like, so I think you need to go back to sex ed and have a little lesson over the changes in women's bodies during birth. Like, so annoying, like, honestly, toxic. And they're saying, like, Reddit does gaslighting, and I do feel like that as well. Like, what do you mean? I think it was like the last sentence that, you know, she needs therapy, and she's embarrassing him and whatsoever. Like, no sir, you're embarrassing yourself, and you just don't know what to do when you get called out for your actions, and everyone realised what a little asshole you are. Like, literally, no. Okay, another top comment again. Massive awards here. Not the asshole, divorce him. He's gaslighting you. His observations, as he calls them, are all direct insults. He is actively body shaming you, likely on purpose and fully aware of what he's doing. He wants you back as you were before and fails to realize that bodies change. He is abusing you mentally, verbally. You simply reach the breaking point and let it out. Don't start bottling up again. Rebuke him every time he says something in front of everyone until he either learns or leaves. Or in other words, he's shown his true colours. Yup. Oh god. Someone else said, not the asshole. This is not passive aggressive and is not an observation. It is degrading, humiliating, and abusive. He's gaslighting you. The fact the comment during Christmas dinner was met with awkward silence shows that people see he's being an asshole to you. He embarrassed himself and started the scene. You simply had enough of his bullshit and stood up for yourself. Good for you. Please save yourself and your child from this toxic relationship. Yes. I feel like, listen, you can do so much better without him. Dump his ass. Get therapy alone to live your best life and never see him again. Not worth the time, that man. Yeah, no, sounds like an absolute douche. I did not know what to say. Okay. These stories are good. These are all like Christmas, and now this one I'm gonna read now. Yes, so just got a sneak peek. Alright, next story. Okay, again, lots of awards posted 17 days ago. Am I the asshole for silently getting up and walking out of the restaurant during New Year's Eve dinner after I was told to pay for everyone at the table? In brackets, my in-laws. I, 32 female, recently inherited a good amount of money from my mum. No. Right off the bat, no. I keep the money in a separate account and I still haven't decided what to do with it, and I didn't want it to go to waste. I noticed my husband constantly bringing up the inheritance money and making countless suggestions as to how I should spend it. Another thing is that he expects me to pay for nearly everything for the past couple of weeks. For New Year's Eve, my husband and I met up with his family at a restaurant to celebrate. It was going fine until I found out that I was expected to pay for everyone at the table. My husband's mom joked about paying the dinner out of my inheritance pocket, which made me livid, but I showed no reaction, just silently paid for my own food and drinks, then got up and made my way out of the restaurant. They were shouting after me like a crowd, and my husband tried to get me back, but I drove home. He got back at 3 a.m, yelling at me, saying I was pathetic to get up and walk out on him and his family after he relied on me paying for their food and thought I was gracious enough to do, but they she was sick. Not true is all I'm gonna say. He is mad and is saying that I caused a huge riff-off between his family and me when it wouldn't have hurt me to pay for the celebratory dinner. Am I the asshole? What? What? Oh, news if they were celebrating, okay. No, what? I vote was not the asshole, and once again, I do not have any other words for that than not the asshole. I thought, like, what the fuck? So, like, her mom died and left her an inheritance to, I mean, inheritances, right? As far as I'm aware, with what my mum, talks about inheritances and what I know about inheritances, which, to be fair, isn't that much, okay? But I always assumed the purpose of, leaving your kids money and making an inheritance fund, is so you want to make sure your kids that you're leaving are kind of settled in life, that they're able to sustain themselves financially from that point on. Like, my grandparents have been dealing with their inheritance lately because they have some properties, and it's just kind of like, what my grandparents are thinking is that they want to inherit those houses to my mum. So, if anything happens, like the housing market is absolutely atrocious, and they, want us, me and my brother, to have a home, possibly in the future, to start a family or something, and then, like, I wouldn't spend any of that money on, like, New Year's Eve dinner, like, what? Also, my boyfriend's mom just inherited some money, and she ended up paying off her house with that. And I feel like that's a great example of how an inheritance should be used. Obviously, there's maybe different life situations where you don't have money to, buy food for your next meal, and in those cases, obviously, buying a house wouldn't help you much, and you'd more focused on buying food for the next day. But inheritance money is not some free money you're gaining, it's money your parents, grandparents, whoever's inheriting you something have worked for probably really, really hard, and then leave you. And first of all, that is not someone else's money to spend, that is money solely for you, and only for when you're ready, for when you've dealt with the grief. And it's also really inconsiderate of them. Like, literally, her mom died, left her money, probably for her to be financially stable, build a family, get herself a nice house, a car, food for the next day, whatever, but not to buy them dinner. It's like, what? She didn't invite them out, nothing. Like, what do they mean? Like, God, it just boils my blood. That's such a weird thing to expect. Also, okay, like, another thing I was just thinking about, right? I wouldn't go and tell my in-laws if I inherit some money. So, it's kind of weird, like, the husband let go and was like, yeah, like, she inherited, like, so much money from her mum, like, she's just gonna pay for her dinner. Like, what? It kind of sounds like he's using her for her money. I'm wondering if, that was something, like, if he was aware of her mum having a lot of money or something. Because it's funny, I just talked about my dad, my biological dad, and my mum before, and as I said, my grandparents have owned set up financially quite well with my mum's inheritance money. So that was something that really shocked my mum. And at that point, from her great grandma, she also inherited some money, bought a house for it, and and my dad just paid off the entire house from the inheritance money from my great grandma, but because she didn't get it protected as it just being hers, she lost the house after they divorced, and that's something she's still very sad about. And she wishes she never would have put her great grandma's inheritance money into the house that is now just kind of lost. But I'm getting off topic here. I'm just saying inheritance money is not something that should be handled lightly in the most cases, and if it's a bigger amount of money, as I'm assuming it is, as everyone is trying to get a piece of it, I definitely would assume she wants to put this to better use than to invite her family-in-laws to New Year's Eve dinner. Like, how did that even come up? I'll read the top comment. So let me get this straight. Your mom died after an illness, and the thing your in-laws take from this is, great, now she can pay for everything. Yeah, not the asshole. Sunset on that. A divorce attorney might be a wise investment, since hubby showed his true colors. Instead of suggesting they spend the money on buying a house or rental property or put away for retirement, he wants her to blow the money away ever since she got it. Good for her, keeping it separate. Talk to financial advisor and maybe a divorce or probate attorney, so that the inheritance is properly kept as a separate asset and not commingled into marital property. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I was saying in my long full story. Yeah, stuff like that's just so important. Prenups, good thing. I'm really into prenups. I've said that before. Like, that is actually like a reason I'm really big on prenups. I've talked about this in another story that me and my friend, we've already agreed on getting prenups if at all the topic of marriage for us is going to come up in the future. Yeah, I'm really big on prenups because I already know I'm in the future going to inherit at least some of these family homes that have been in our family for, generations. And while I'd be more than happy to share these places with someone I'm with, I've seen my parents' marriage end, as we just discussed. And I find it really important to, keep these family estates, family houses in my name for my future kids, for if I don't have any of my brother's future kids, or something like that. I want to pass these houses on to family, and I am not interested in paying someone out or losing my home because of a divorce that has gone messy. So I'm a big fan of prenups. Another comment, not the asshole, but please see a lawyer ASAP. After this check, your husband is likely to divorce you to go after your inheritance. Make sure your affairs are legally airtight so he can't touch it. Yeah. Someone else says, not the asshole. No one ever has the right to expect someone else to pick up the tab, especially if it wasn't agreed to upfront. This causes two problems. Let's say, for argument's sake, that you wanted to treat, but the expectation/demand of you treating literally robs you of the joy of picking up the tab. No one likes being forced. 2. Say you begrudgingly just paid. Now you're setting a precedent of constantly being used, and they will expect you to be the family piggy bank. Yep. Your inheritance is no one's business. You don't owe anyone anything. refusing to tell my husband the gender of our baby after he skipped going to the doctor's appointment with me. My husband and I are expecting. This is our first baby and we are excited. Thing is, he barely attends any doctor appointments with me, and his excuses aren't even valid. He's willing to miss the doctor's appointment over soccer or a drink or board game with friends. His response is always, "I'm not the one carrying the baby, why do I have to go see the doctor with you?" Last week was my final straw. He was supposed to come with me for the baby's gender reveal, but he chose to not come last minute because his friend invited him to a fish and chips meal. I was pretty livid, but didn't make a fuss about it. My mum went with me instead. He texted asking me to tell him the results, boy or girl, but I refused to tell him. He kept spam calling me, but I hung up each time. He came home fuming, demanding I'll tell him the results, but I refused and bluntly told him, since he refused to attend the appointment, then he gets no results till after the baby's born, and said I was willing to die on this hill. He went off calling me spiteful and immature for doing this and punishing him. Can't read anymore. He said he's the father and he has the right to know. He then called me dramatic since I wasn't alone and my mum was with me. I said he gets no results, period. He's been fuming about it and told his family, and they're now pressuring me to stop playing mind games with him and tell him, but I declined. Am I the asshole? A little edit. Hi, so first of all, wow, I did not expect this to blow up. Sorry, can't answer all comments because of feeling overwhelmed. I just wanted to mention that my husband just attempted to contact my doctor to get the results. It didn't go well and we had another argument over it. He couldn't get it since his mom was the one who made the call. Good for you. Okay. Top comment with 74,000 upvotes. I don't think I've ever seen this many upvotes on a comment. Is not the asshole already a deadbeat dad before the baby is even born? Someone said to that, LMO, that's what it was for, fish and fucking chips. Ha 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 ha. I'd be like, bye bro. In the brackets, I'd never say bro, but it felt appropriate because he's likely right. Oh god. No, you know, not the asshole at all. I'm like what? Honestly, no, it's painful to see, you know, dads thinking pregnancy is just a woman thing and it just has nothing at all to do with them. Just kind of like, that's not the point. Like, I might be carrying this baby, but that doesn't mean you're free of responsibilities. This is as much your baby as it is that woman's. I just hate it. Someone said, if he's telling you I'm not carrying the baby, why do I have to go to the doctor with you? That's going to turn into I didn't push out the baby, why should I look after it? Real quick. Not the asshole. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I'm feeling. Like, he's just going, like, he's just gonna skip out of all responsibilities. He seems conversation with him, and you know, really make sure he understands that that is not good dad behaviour, and so that has to change because that ain't sliding. Oh god, I just try to imagine that, like, nope. Especially because, I mean, if it would have been one, or if he would have said, like, I don't want to find out the gender until it's born, like, I get it, but if he's missed multiple, and no, obviously, not the asshole, I wouldn't tell him shit either. If he didn't come, he apparently didn't want to know that badly, so that's not something he can, like, reclaim now, so, no, not the asshole, for sure. I do not have anything else to say that, like, literally not. No one can convince me otherwise. That's just something, like, no. Anyway, I don't know what to say to this anymore. I'm a bit at loss for words with this one. But you guys, it was so fun reading these stories again. I really, you know, I really missed it, and it made me realise how much I missed it. So I don't want to make any promises because it's been, you know, really stressful lately, and I don't know how much time I have in the future. Like, I'm hoping I'll be able to, but no clear promises. But as I said, I'm hoping that I'll be back with a new video every Sunday from now on. Maybe I'll have to do every 2 weeks for now, because I'm still, you know, doing my other channel, and I'm just trying to get back into doing my 4 videos a week on that one as well. So I might need some time to adjust, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing more videos on this channel again, to do this regularly, because I made this second channel because I really love these stories. It's kind of like a really passion of mine. I love these, and yeah, I really want to continue doing these, so that's for sure. I'll promise you that one. There's for sure going to be some more videos, if not next Sunday, then the week after. So make sure you have your notifications on. Make sure to subscribe. I would really love to have you here. And yeah, as I said, the other video will be on my